Boom. And we're live. But we're not live. We're just on here. So what the fuck? 7 weeks. You abandoned
7
me
weeks.
for 7 whole weeks. And
Yeah.
and during that time, why don't you tell me what you were doing? You were saying, hey. I was like, hey, are you coming back to the podcast? And you just waved the middle finger. You're like, fuck you. And when
Yeah.
that 7 cents royalty check comes in, you can bet it's going right in my fucking account. When Spotify realizes the potential of this podcast, they're gonna
Yeah.
deposit that 10-cent slip right in my bank account.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay. Your knight in shining armor is here.
yes. But yeah. So everybody, yeah, Ryan's back.
I'm back. You've been back long enough.
But the real sound effect is this.
Boo! You stink!
Welcome everybody back to Knowledge Just Bored, episode number 33. The return. Oh, sorry. Something just autoplayed on my computer, scared the fuck out of me. Yes, episode 33. Ryan's back.
Woo! Sup? The timing has come.
Yeah. Well, you were just like, you're like gone for 7 weeks. You're like, I fucking hate Cody. I really don't want to do. I really don't want to do his podcast. He started doing these cool thumbnails, and I'm like, I can't take that's too professional looking. Those thumbnails are too lit. I'm just gonna quit the podcast right here.
Yeah.
I was gonna almost make an AI clone out of you.
Yeah, I know. You almost needed to.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, Ryan, do you want to do the podcast now? And the AI was like, I like Resident Evil. It's very fun.
Yeah.
How are you today? Good, man.
Yeah. Good, man.
I'm good, Ryan Bot.
Yeah.
How do people know you're not just a bot now?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
You're gonna,
That's a good question. That's a good question. Hey!
Oh shit! He's stuck in a loop!
Yeah, it's like a loop.
You gotta get the keyboard clacking.
Yeah.
There we go. We got it. We fixed it. But yeah, no, fuck. I can't believe it's been a while, and it's just through work. There was like,
Oh, dude.
because you try to do every second week, and then
Yeah.
then you were working really crazy shifts
Dude,
at
yeah.
the time, and then
Especially in June. June disappeared on me. Like,
yeah.
oh man. It was just like I blinked and it was already July.
Well, and then like I had some busy weeks too, where I just had to basically record the podcast when I could, or record it on a different day. And
Yeah, you would go out of town quite a bit.
Yeah, I was staying out of town a lot, so the podcast has been very sporadic. So that's why I've been trying to get it done when I can or where I can. And then,
Yeah.
but then this is finally, the stars aligned and we're back. And and of course, now that you're back, there's a new Resident Evil show out.
Yeah.
So the first time you're back, it's like, what
time
are
is 9.
we gonna talk about, guys?
Resident Evil.
That sounded like that just sounded like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah. Okay, but before Resident Evil, there's this weird thing. I tried to Google search it and stuff, but nothing is really nothing's really popping up with it right now. But apparently there's gonna be a thing later on that parents can take out loans that, like, it's a loan that goes, it's a generational loan.
What?
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm being like uber trolled or if it was just, I can't remember who was talking about it, but they were talking about this with inflation and all the crazy shit that's going on, talking about these loans that people are taking out. Well, they're not taking them out yet. It's something that they're proposing, but it's literally loans that like transcend your life. So essentially, you're taking out a loan for you to pay off, but then your children will finish paying it off.
That's the most fucked up thing ever.
Yeah, yeah. It's like your unborn child, for example. It's like, well, I'm being born into this world. I hope I'm getting a good start in life. Oh no, I have to pay my dad's debt off.
Jesus.
I don't know. Again, I could be talking up my ass, but I heard something about it, and it honestly wouldn't surprise me with how expensive everything is. So it's
God,
like
man.
I think the idea would be like you buy like a $2 million house or something, but you can afford it, but it's just the payments are for 50, 75 years or something. So it's just generational. You pass it on to the next generation.
Jesus Christ.
It's like Boruto got handed down a headband from his dad. That was good enough.
Yeah.
Don't be handing down car loans to your kids, people.
Holy fuck. Yeah,
know?
no kidding, man.
It's-
Holy fuck.
It's bad enough that our kids aren't going to get to enjoy the rumble of a V8. You don't got to slap them in the dick with fucking extra debt.
Yeah. Fuck. That's the crazy thing, right? It's just more debt.
Yeah. And
Let's just
like I said, I don't know 100% about this, but I just heard it. I heard it on a different podcast. I can't remember where. But it wouldn't surprise me because it does sound like something that would be available. Like something that people would do.
that's crazy because to do it where your kids would have to take over, like
Yeah.
that just doesn't make sense because that just doesn't your kid doesn't have the chance of saying no to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's essentially that's what I mean. I don't understand. I don't know what the whole I don't know what the whole context of it would be. Like, are you essentially co-signing for your child later in life? I don't know. Again, it sounds too crazy to be real, but there's a lot of shit that's been crazy lately that I'm like, that won't happen. It's
Yeah.
happening. It's happening all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
oh, that. Also, Ezra Miller update. He's still not in jail, guys. So that's that's 2 weeks running. He's still not in jail. So check back next week. Maybe he'll be locked up.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? The Ezra Miller thing?
No, I don't. Maybe you did tell me. I forget.
I talked about it on the podcast briefly about in episode 31, but I was talking about how because like Ezra Miller, he played the Flash, right?
Oh yes,
And-
yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, how he has that weird fucking thing with the kids and the fucking that mother and shit like that.
they're like
Yeah.
almost like Stockholm syndromed or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
It's just because he's like a celebrity, I think. But like,
Yeah.
I just thought that was so fucking weird. I'm like, oh my god, this guy needs to be he needs to be in a cage. Put him in a cage.
Is he one of those kind of guys that grew up rich?
I believe so. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Some of those people that grow up rich is just they just don't understand the fathom of just like a normal life. So they just kind of just fuck themselves up.
Yeah. Well, they all kind of go crazy, and he's.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm not saying this is anything about it, but he always dresses like in makeup and stuff, like he's transgender or something, but he's not
Yeah.
transgender. So I don't know. Maybe there's like some, and again, that could just be his style. I don't know, but
hmm
there's a high correlation between people that tend to do that and people that are a little loopy. So he was, I don't know. I've heard a lot of weird shit about him, and him like there's that. Did you ever see that video of him with that fan? And he's like He's getting a picture with a fan, and he's like, I could just knock you out. And I was like, what?
Oh my god!
Like
what?
just like yeah, just very casual. Like I could just knock you out. And like his obsession with like
Oh.
knocking people out. And it's not the first time he's done it. I guess that was the first time people caught him on camera. But Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. He's a weird fuck either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, keeping kids hostage and shit or whatever with guns, weird. Weird fucker.
The
Uh,
weird fucker, man.
also, this is a good one for you. You'll have to Google it. Have you heard
Okay.
of Polium?
No.
So Polium is it's a new game console, and it's an NFT game console. it's it's fucked up. If you look up Polium NFT game console, it'll
Yeah.
pop up. Feel free to follow along, viewers. But this thing's already been talked about, and they basically ripped off the fucking PS5 controller. It looks exactly like a PS5 controller. But it's the idea is that it's supposed to be all NFT games, like Web3 games, and and it's like when they get asked in social media, they'll get asked
Yeah.
what games are going to be available at launch, and they'll be like any game compatible with Web3, and like okay, but what games are going to be launched with it? And any NFT game, like they don't have any like actual people like on
Oh my
board.
gosh.
It's
Yeah.
it's fucking weird, man. And their logo, if you look up their logo, it literally is a ripoff of the GameCube logo.
Oh my god.
Like it's like I'll send it to you in Discord.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So on the left, obviously, is the purple GameCube.
Oh, what? It literally looks like an upside down
Yeah,
logo.
it is.
It's identical.
I
Like
know.
it's like they also took the shade of the GameCube logo and then just moved it.
I know, right?
Like what the fuck?
They literally inverted it, and then
Holy.
and they actually got in legal issue from people reporting them and talking to Nintendo and stuff,
Huh.
and so they got in trouble. So I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this. I believe this is the updated graphic, which is still like not very far off, but that's the up. They did change their logo, for it's, I don't know, it looks like a rectangle in the middle of a square. They just basically
Yeah.
made the square in the middle a rectangle. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But like that original logo made me laugh when I first saw it. I'm like, that's the
Holy.
fucking GameCube logo, you idiots.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, it's not bad enough you're scamming people, but you're also fucking copying other game creators' logos.
Man.
You idiot.
It makes me wonder how long NFTs will go for before it just like like right now, like cryptocurrency just like shit the bed,
Yes.
Like when is NFTs gonna just fucking
I know it's so stupid, dude, because like everybody keeps saying the same thing. They always keep saying that like when everybody is always resistant to change, right? Like everything, like the web 2.0, like social media and shit, right? Everybody was resistant. Oh, social media will never be a thing, and then it was a thing.
Yeah.
And then web 3.0 is the whole crypto and blockchain and these NFTs, right? And that's the next thing that we're all kind of resistant to, and people are like, we're the, like it's gonna be normal, but we're the people that are currently resisting it, right? But I don't see this being normal. It can't be. And it just, again, think what you want about NFTs and all that shit and the practical applications. That's fine. I get it. But like, there's just the way I explain it to somebody, because people were talking about, cryptocurrency, because it's supposed to be a currency like the dollar, but it's so fucking stupid. Like Bitcoin would never be a currency. Like it would never be just a standard option of payment, because it's too volatile, And also, it just doesn't make sense with math. Because like if a new car is worth whatever 40, $50,000,
Yeah.
so are you paying with just $1? Like it costs $1, like one Bitcoin, because a Bitcoin's worth about that much. So like,
Yeah.
and then if you're buying your chips and soda from the 7-Eleven, like is the
Yeah.
cashier gonna be like, yeah, your total comes out to 0.00000000078 Bitcoin? Like the fuck? Like it's not feasible because it's not scalable. It just I don't know. Again, probably being the boomer for resisting this change, but it just I don't know. I really don't see it catching on that much. I could see the
Yeah.
applications and I could see how things could work, but it's just I don't know. To me, it's not feasible because it's too well. Like first of all, market manipulation is crazy. It's just too
Mhm.
easy to fuck around, and then it's so scammy. Everything's a scam.
Yeah.
And yeah, the full console. Did you see the picture of the console?
No, but I'm gonna take a look right now
Here,
here.
I could send it to you, but it's on here. It's like that's what it looks like. Like that's the controller,
Oh wow.
and then that's the console. It's small. It's small,
Wow.
and again,
I guess
it looks kind of
yeah.
sleek. It looks sleek and cool. But the thing is, like, oh, actually, I just realized that's an inverted picture because the D-pad should be on the left.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, that's inverted. That's not right. But just imagine, yeah, you can tell the B is backwards too on the
Yeah.
button. So yeah, but that's clearly a rip of the PS5
PS5.
controller. It looks
Yeah.
exactly like a PS5 controller. I wouldn't be surprised if they.
Fuck man.
It's a tiny bit there. I have one in front of me. That's
It's
a tiny
like
bit different.
what I don't get these NFTs, man. It's just like these people that run NFTs. It's like they just think they can just get away with fucking anything. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
example, like it's like they had the logo. It's like the fucking GameCube, and they're like there's no part of them that went, we should be fine. We shouldn't have to worry about Nintendo chasing after our
yeah,
ass. And
yeah,
then now they have like the fucking PS4 controller, let's say. Like there's
yeah,
no one going, yeah, no, you shouldn't have to worry. I don't think Sony is gonna fucking chase after you. No,
yeah,
pretty sure they fucking will.
yeah. Oh, 100%. And again, there are people that can argue because people have argued this that there's not very many controller designs left, and I will agree with that to a
that
degree. That
that's fair.
they kind of nailed it. Like the PS5 and Xbox One,
Yeah,
I mean, they're essentially the same controller, right? Just
you're right.
the handle grips are different. But
Hmm.
this thing does look like a carbon copy of a PS4 controller, though, for real.
Yeah,
But it's just
yeah.
there is the truth that there's not really much. Like, of course, Nintendo's always got to be different. Like they have their Joy Cons, but that's a whole different system, and they clip onto the side of the system. But if you look at Nintendo's Pro controller, it's the same fucking thing as an Xbox controller. Like, like it's just a different version of it, right? So
I'm I'm curious now with all right, like our buddy there, he's into Doctor Disrespect's NFT game, right?
yes,
So
yes.
now I'm just thinking, I'm like, is that fucking game going to be on this console? I assume so. They're trying to have all the NFT games, right?
Well, you'd think so if it's gonna be if it's gonna be Web3, but I I personally, if you want my honest opinion on the Polium One, and again, this
Yeah.
is kind of an old story at this point. I think it's been talked about for months now, but
Okay.
it's still obviously it's still not out. But like, I
Mhm.
honestly think it's a rug pull. I think it's I think they're getting a bunch of early adopters. Because think about it, we
Oh,
like
fuck.
like 5 years ago. Now
Yeah.
these other two, they're not NFT consoles, but they were other retro consoles that were rug pulls essentially. there was like the Coleco Chameleon, which was a fucking
Mhm.
scam, and then lately there's been the Television Amico, and the Television Amico, it's not over yet, but they're like 3 years over their due date, and
Oh,
that's that whole thing with
fuck.
that fucking scumbag Tommy Tallarico, and that's a whole fucking story in it of itself. But like that's another. It's just an example of another rug pull that, and that's what I feel is this Polium one. I just feel like it's another rug pull. They're gonna get a bunch of people invested because it looks cool and it's NFT, it's Web3, you know.
Yeah.
But then they're just gonna fucking pull it. They're gonna pull it out because they're talking already, like on their website and stuff. They're talking about the system being 4K, um, up to 8K HDR with touchscreen controls and ray tracing and up to 120 frames per second gaming. 120
Yeah.
frames per second.
Yeah. I don't. No, not with a console like that. There's no fucking way.
No. And well, have you the thing for me is have you seen like an NFT game? Like they're not 8K games. They're like mobile games. Any of these
Yeah.
Web3 games, like they're all fucking like, like here, I'm trying to think of that one. What was that NFT game? It was huge. And then it ended up being like a rug pull where everybody got fucked. There's Splinterlands, but that's a different one.
Splinterlands.
Yeah.
First thing I thought of was Splinter Cell.
Yeah. Splinter Cell Lands. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. Axie Infinity, that's what it's called. Yes. That was a huge game. And that was like one of the biggest. But like just literally look up top NFT games on Google. People listening to this, look it up. Go to Google, look it up, and look at every fucking game that shows up. They're all like bullshit. They're all just tousled together scamware. It's all like fucking ripped assets or fake assets. Like like fucking Ethermon. There's a game called Ethermon, as in ether,
Oh.
as in Ethereum, and Pokemon. Jesus
Murphy.
fucking Christ. What a
Guild of Guardians? That's like League of Legends, isn't it?
It looks like Ember Sword looks like some fucking super meat. Never mind, that's the wrong game. It looks like a cheap fucking mobile game where you build a village. Like
Mhm.
they're not good. And they're all like it's all like fake ripped assets. And like
Yeah.
if you go to some of those really bad ones,
They look like mobile games.
yes, and they are for the most part.
Mhm.
But it's like that's my point. It's like that's why I can't see these consoles ever becoming anything more than just a scam. Because who the fuck wants this? And we don't even know how much money this thing is.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. How much money is Polium console? Yeah, nothing came up, so nobody knows. They haven't released a price yet. But either way, I'm. Before we close the book on this one for now, we'll
Mhm.
update you guys in the future if anything happens with this thing, if it fails, and I get to laugh at them. But like, and I get to laugh at the people that fucking supported this and fucking fuck. Like how people fall for this shit is just out of
Oh.
control. Again, the retro video game things I can understand because you have nostalgia attached. They're promising a console with preloaded games, but displayed in a new, cool way. So I understand how people get scammed on those consoles because they're actually promising something that's viable, because it is viable to release a system with a bunch of ROMs on it. That's, that's especially when it's somebody like a television. Like when they did a television, they actually they bought the rights to a television. So it was as if a television was releasing something. So it wasn't just a random company, even though nobody gives a fuck about a television anymore. But whatever. My point is, the last part of this, the best part. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
On that Podium console, on that controller,
Yeah.
there's a button on the top for your wallet.
Holy God.
It's
Jeez.
there's literally a dedicated button. It's called wallet. It's a wallet button to bring up your fucking crypto wallet. It's like tell me it's a scam without knowing it's tell me it's a scam without telling me it's a scam.
Oh my
So
God.
so essentially there's a button because they want those microtransactions, right? Once released.
Yeah.
So you got to get that wallet button on there so they can have quick access to that crypto to get paying. Holy fuck! I don't think
Oh.
I don't think I've been cringed out more in my life after I saw that. That's fucking terrible. But yeah, either way, yeah, don't support this shit. This is stupid.
Yeah.
And if you do support it, I'm sorry, but there's probably a 99.8% chance you're not gonna ever see your console, and you just got robbed of whatever money you did to back this. So,
Yep.
well, I guess we'll see in 2024 when they're promising to release it. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Dude, you laugh now. It's going to be $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Billion with a B. All right.
With a B.
So why don't you calm down, Waylon Jennings?
Yeah. Oh.
Anyways,
That hurts my mind.
so we all know why you guys are here. The main reason you guys come to this podcast in the first place. You come here to discuss Resident Evil and Resident Evil related subjects.
Yeah.
It's just ironic. It just happens,
Yep.
All of a sudden, a new Netflix series comes out, and all of a sudden, Ryan wants to do the podcast again. Oh yeah, I gotta go pound some Netflix.
There's a few there's a few things actually that have kind of popped up just recently.
Like what?
Like besides the Resident Evil thing, I don't know if you saw, but Megadeth is releasing their next song, hey?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
Was it Night Stalker, I think it's called?
think so. Let me look.
Yeah,
Let me
Night
look
Stalkers.
Let me look on my second monitor. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm a little concerned
Night
though.
Stalkers.
Okay, are you ready for this?
What's that?
I'm looking at the Megadeth page, like the YouTube page, okay? I want you to just I don't know what to take of this. Okay, Megadeth. Okay, the title, right? Vivo, Megadeth, Night Stalkers, Chapter 2, featuring Ice-T.
What the fuck?
I'm not fucking with you either. This literally says on their. I'm certain that this is the official. Yeah, 1.8 million subscribers. Megadeth, Night Stalkers, Chapter 2, featuring Ice-T.
What the fuck? It does say that. It's got.
Man, I feel like this is gonna be a weird album, man. I'm excited. I've been craving a new Megadeth album for a very long time. I'll be honest with you, the first song hasn't caught me. Hasn't
No.
I don't know if I just haven't listened to it enough. But
Yeah, you know what? It does happen sometimes where you. Oh, premieres in 37 hours. Okay, I see.
yeah.
But
Yeah, what is that?
There
Yeah,
are
Friday, right?
there are
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. There are some times where you do have to watch something a couple times before it catches you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a weaker song too.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
Megadeth has kind of in the past released weaker songs first, and then
Yeah.
like the album ends up blowing you away.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's 2009 and they release Head Crusher and you're like, ah! I remember when I first listened to Head Crusher, just being a fucking hardcore little metalhead, and I'm just like, holy fuck! I remember because it was just like one of the heaviest and like just hard rocking fucking songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, man.
Talk
You
about
know,
a head crusher.
yeah.
Head
That was
Crusher!
a great. That was what, Endgame, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Endgame. Yeah. The fuck, man. The Endgame was great.
Oh, Endgame is so
I don't.
good.
Okay, so like, there's like like I love like we both love Megadeth. The one thing that I've been listening to, like I find myself catching a lot, is listening to the World Needs a Hero, The System Has Failed, and United Abominations. Those three title tracks,
Oh yeah,
especially United Abominations. Somewhere, I think The System Has Failed is the beginning of it, or even I don't know if I would say World Needs a Hero, but I think The System Has Failed / United Abomination. That's like Dave Mustaine's like that that's his prime
yeah,
vocals. Like
yeah,
that his vocals were amazing in that. Like, and I understand too, a lot of people criticize like right from 90, what is it, 97 with Cryptic's writing right up to the System Has Failed.
yeah.
But man, System Has Failed and United Abominations, fucking great lyrics.
Well,
Uh,
a lot of people didn't like they liked cryptic writings, but a lot of people didn't like
Risk.
what's well yeah, there's that, but on cryptic writings in particular, people didn't like uh fuck, what the hell's his name? Don. Nick Menza was the drummer. Who's the guitar player? Uh
Oh.
fuck. Oh my god, I feel like such a poser right now. Uh hold on. Ah, Marty Friedman, right?
Marty Friedman, I think, was in this one. He
Yes,
wasn't
yes.
in Risk, right? Was he in Risk too? I'm trying to remember if he was
I
in.
believe so. Yes, that's the guy I was thinking of. Fuck, I holy fuck. I used to know like all of their I used to know all of their members all the way back to like the first album. It was
Yep.
crazy, but I was like how could I not remember his name? He's one of my favorites. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like in Cryptic Writings where Marty did kind of like that harmonica guitar sound for a lot
Yeah.
of the solos and stuff. I loved it. I thought it was
Okay.
awesome.
I want you to I want you to go on Cryptic Writings Wikipedia, like Megadeth Cryptic Writings. I don't know if you're on there at all,
Yeah,
like where you get your intro. Okay. Tell me when you're on the page.
right. I'm on it.
Okay. Okay. Go down to track listings.
Track listings, okay.
Okay. Now look at number 6, I'll Get Even.
Yeah.
Okay, now go look at the lyrics section.
Oh, Brian Howe.
That's funny. That's
That's
funny. And then even music, how like what the fuck? I never noticed that
interesting.
before. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
Um,
he's got a shitty last name.
yeah, no, right? Fuck.
I'll get even with you.
Oh fuck.
Get even with you.
Yeah.
Secret. Oh man, I'm just looking at the. I'm gonna be listening to Megadeth after this now.
Yeah, they those 90s albums were fucking really
Man.
good. And it's
Yeah.
funny when you think about like so many people think about them just as like a heavy metal band like like Metallica or anything else, right? But
Hmm.
but like they're very experimental in the 90s. Like I said,
Oh yeah.
like adding that extra, like Rusted Peace was more like classic metal, but then like
Hmm.
Count the Extinction had some slower songs on it. It had some acoustic work in there and stuff. It was good.
Yep.
it was really good. And again, cryptic writings with the fucking harmonica style guitar from Marty Friedman. It was
Hmm.
it
Oh,
was really good.
the yeah, you showed me this, but I think it was it would have been like 2 months ago last time I listened to it, but they have MD45 on Spotify, eh?
Oh yeah, MD45. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I thought that was fucking cool. I didn't expect that to be on there, to be honest. The
Yeah,
Craving.
I mean he's famous enough that it definitely should be.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
those were yeah, those '90s albums were great. It's so funny because a lot of the albums that people didn't like Risk, I really like
Hmm.
Risk a lot.
Oh, dude. Yeah. The funny thing with Risk too. We so I
I
don't know. I think we
can't sleep.
talked. We talked about disc golf.
Yeah,
You mentioned. Yeah. So we were playing disc golf not too long ago, and as a joke, just as a joke, I put on Crush 'Em by
yeah,
Megadeth. And I'm like, and as a joke, I'm like, this is my theme. This is gonna be a good throw or whatever. And sure as shit, the time I play that song, I got a fucking two.
yeah. His sister
So
came and
just
asked me out. It was crazy.
oh fuck. I threw the disc twice, got it in the second one. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then I looked at you and said, "The doctor's calling."
The doctor's calling.
That is good.
The family tree is falling. Right here.
Oh, what a wild album, man.
Fucking
Fuck.
awesome. Yeah.
Another good song I really liked with Rush, Risk too was I'll Be There. Man, that was fucking
Oh
great.
yeah. And that became like a staple for them live. Like
Yeah.
people love that song
Oh man.
live.
Yeah.
And also Risk had the like obviously Prince of Darkness is fucking awesome.
Oh man, that was awesome. Like when they last time we went and saw Megadeth when they first started off with that pumps a person up so much.
Oh yeah. I
Man.
and I had never heard that song live up until that point and I was like, "Oh god.
Yeah.
This is awesome."
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like System of a Down opening up with Prison Song.
Yeah.
Just gets you pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
fuck.
man.
Too good. That if you guys haven't listened to some Megadeth, and I'll be the first to admit that after Endgame, it did kind of fall off a little bit for
Yeah.
me. I hope this new one's
That's fair.
better. But like
Hmm.
like Dystopia had quite a few good songs. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and Super Collider had a few good songs I liked. And
Yeah, I enjoyed Super Collider. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think I liked Dystopia as much as honestly Super Collider. Honestly,
yeah. Well, 13 had some good songs. It just like
yeah,
it's just
13. But I would say honestly though, in my honest opinion, when I looking back at each album's release, I felt like 13 was like the most lackluster like release. It didn't seem like an album that was like I don't know. It didn't feel like it had I don't know, the charm.
yeah.
Like it just felt like a bunch of like old songs they just kind of released back out, but
Well,
it wasn't even that. Like it was just like
the thing is
I
that
don't know.
it had some great fucking songs, but the weird thing at the time was that half of the album had already been released, or it was just an old song that they decided to finally officially released. Like
Yes,
like
yeah.
Millennium of the Blind and New World Order. Those were both songs from their bonus tracks on Euthanasia, and
Mm-hmm.
and they were the awesome songs, and the final versions that we finally got were good. And then Sudden Death was released on Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, so it was already
Yep.
out there. So and then yeah, like I said, there's a few other ones like Black Swan I really liked. 13's a good song too.
Public Enemy.
Yeah, Deadly Nightshade really good. Black
Oh
Swan,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But again, it's just like I said, I'm not saying these new albums are bad. I'm saying that it's not like the old ones where you could listen to them front to back and every song is like a banger.
Yeah.
Whereas like yeah, it's just so I don't know. We'll see what happens with this new album. Hopefully they pull it together and
Hmm.
hopefully it's good. But my favorite my favorite Megadeth factoid of all time though will always be their live album,
Oh,
Rude Awakening.
yeah.
It's a really good album, but it's
Is that
really
the Rude Awakening? Is that the one with the guy falling on the bed, falling off the skyscraper or whatever? Yeah, yeah, it is.
yeah. That's the album
Yeah,
art, and
yeah,
but
that was the first live album, and I remember you showing me that album actually because
yeah,
I'll let you. I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say.
yeah. Oh, of course. Well, it's my favorite little factoid on anything is that because it's the one, it's their first live album, and literally at the very first song, you can hear a crowd when they're just when they're just getting started, and it's all you hear is the crowd. You can literally hear a guy just yell, "Play some fucking Metallica."
Yeah, doesn't he look like James Hetfield too? There's a guy in the fucking front row that looks like James
I I
Hetfield
th-
from like
I,
the
I
'90s or something.
I think. I mean, yeah, he looks like a typical metalhead. He definitely could pass off for a '90s James for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's fucking.
The
That's just so funny. It's like really, guys, you didn't catch
yeah.
that?
The other thing too on that album that was really big was when they did I think it was She Wolf, right?
Yeah, She Wolf. They did a
She
huge,
Wolf
huge
drum solo.
solo.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that was fucking
they
wild.
did an extended solo, and then they did a drum solo, and then
Yeah,
they finished off the regular solo. So good.
man.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
that one night live in Buenos Aires,
yeah, yes,
that's a really good one too.
yeah. That's the yeah. Fucking, I'll be there. That was so fucking good.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, the whole album is really good, but
you're sitting there going, time taking time.
yeah.
It's taking mine.
I haven't listened to the Unplugged in Boston yet.
No, I haven't either. I just noticed that on here.
Yeah, just popped up 2021. Apparently got released.
We saw Rust in Peace live because we were there.
Yeah.
Not at the Palladium, but we were there at their show.
Man, oh my! I remember my legs were just killing me by the time.
Well, do you remember the girl spurting blood, twitching on the ground?
Oh, well, we didn't even know if it was a girl or a guy because we couldn't see his face. All we saw was long hair and fucking the guy having literally a seizure on the ground with blood
Yeah,
just
yeah.
spraying
Well, it
everywhere.
was a skinny. I think it was a girl. I don't know, or a really skinny dude. Maybe I don't know. But
Yeah,
I just remember fucking twitching out and the paramedics rushing through to get that guy
yeah,
out of there. And I mean, it's funny because I mean, you know as well as I do that I'm not like a big fan. Like I, I didn't mind like small mosh pits once in a while.
oh,
It was
yeah.
okay. But I'm much more of a guy that likes to just enjoy a show.
I agree with. I'm
And
100% the same way.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like I can, it's fun being front. It's fun being at the front row. I get it, but like I'm just like the mosh pit life is just not for me.
Mhm.
I much prefer to sit in the seat and just kind of enjoy the show. And
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is it's enjoying the show because like I don't get me wrong, the people that are mosh pitting they like doing their thing and stuff, but for like me, like I honestly can't really remember much of the Rust in Peace anniversary
oh, I know.
concert because we were getting literally thrown around.
Oh yeah, well everybody was going crazy, and then like again, people were like fucking literally dying near us. I just remember like that big. Do you remember the big guy that looked like
Yeah,
David
David
Draymond?
Draymond. Yes, yes.
David Draymond from Disturbed.
We had to make fucking truce with him before
Yeah,
the fucking shit hit the
I'm
fan.
not joking. Like I'm 5'11", Ryan's 4'2". This guy
Yeah,
must have been
7'5".
oh fuck, he was a fucking titan. I thought he
Yeah.
was an Ultron bot for real. But like I looked up to him. I'm like I literally looked up to him. And I'm like, "Hey, hey." I'm like, "If shit goes south, I'm like, we're on the same team, right?"
Yeah, truce.
And he's like,
Yeah, and he just
okay.
kind of nodded to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like okay, nods. It's
yeah,
like, "Whew, okay,
like a weird like nod, but he had like
yeah,
fucking piercing, like stretched ears and all kinds of. He was just, he looked like a formidable guy. I was scared of him.
yeah,
Let's put it that way. But
yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna make a truce with this guy just to be safe.
yeah."
And then halfway through the show, I went up to his ear and I went, "Are you breathing?" Wake up! Are you alive when you listen to me? I gotta get this some free gay shit now.
The
You're
I
gonna die
remember
when you
was it
listen to me.
halfway halfway through the concert. There's that one spot where like I was just literally getting tarnished by this one person. Kept on fucking pushing, shoving into me, and I'm like, I had like I was like toast at that point. Like I could fucking barely stand. This guy kept on trying to push me, and I remember your brother fucking grabs him by the fucking collar, looks at him, and just like the best way to put it was like literally no joke from like Spider-Man. Like back to formula, fucking throws him into the crowd. He just kind of disappears.
Yeah, like launched that guy.
Yeah, launched him, and then you could tell like he was wanting to come back, and then at that point, I think that big guy was fucking there, and then he saw him, and then that guy just kind of like fucking faded into the crowd and never fucking bothered us again.
Yeah, he's like, "Daddy."
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember Kyle tossing that guy,
Oh man.
and then he offered to toss your salad.
Jesus Christ.
You don't remember that part? You must.
That guy could throw me across the fucking throw me across the arena.
That's hilarious. But yeah,
Oh, man.
those were good times. And then there was the other time where we were we were at another Megadeth concert, and Mike Muir happened to be walking around from
Yeah.
Suicidal
Suicide.
Tendencies.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't have
And
a picture of that.
yeah, I got a picture with him on Facebook, and I was just like, I just remember like seeing him by, I fuck, sorry, I'm stumbling here. I remember him walking by, and then I was like, wait, that guy looks familiar. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's from like Suicide. And then I'm like, oh shit, it is. I'm like, hey, can we get a picture? He's like, yeah, sure, man. Like, he's a super cool guy.
Yeah, super chill, super cool.
I was gonna be like, what do you feel about Metallica stealing your guy? That's
Yeah, no kidding.
because that's the band that Rob was in that band, wasn't he? Pretty sure.
I'm pretty certain.
Rob Trujillo. I think it was Suicidal. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in Suicidal. Yeah, he was.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. That's the best part of fucking Some Kind of Monster, the Metallica documentary, where he's like, we basically like to offer you $1 million to join a band right now. Like, ooh, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Fucking love that. That's something we need to rewatch again. Is Some Kind of Monster.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That fucking thing makes me laugh so hard. That reminds me. I did you see that meme? There was that meme I sent you the other day, and it was like a fake. It was like a fake news article, and it was like heartwarming. After hearing a teenager sing Metallica on TikTok, Lars Ulrich has reached out to let them know
Oh
that,
God, yes.
to let them know they owe him royalties.
Fuck. Yeah, I saw.
That made me laugh so fucking hard. Because I literally thought it was going to be like an actual news story. and and them talking about like giving them money or something or funding their music career. And then it's like it's like to let them know they owe them royalties. Oh fuck.
Oh man.
That's good. But
The
yeah.
another thing I just saw recently here. Um again, I don't know if any of our friends really play. I guess maybe Justin still plays, but Call of Duty.
I'm sure the fans will play it.
Oh yeah, I
The
guess yeah.
fans of the
I guess
podcast. Well, that's who we're
the
talking to right now. We don't give a
yeah.
fuck about our friends or our
the
brothers. All I care about is people who, if you don't watch a show, you're fucking dead to me. And I don't ever want to see you again.
So they just released this, or I think they're just releasing. It's either Reload launches July 27th. They have a bunch of characters they're bringing into Call of Duty.
Like what?
Literally Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2, the T-800, and I'm going blank on his name. The guy who played the T-1000.
Robert Patrick?
Yeah, there's no. I'm not joking. They literally, the characters from the movie, they're putting them in the games. There's like screenshots of it.
What? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So is this for Modern Warfare 2? Like the new one coming out? Or is this
No, this is the current one right now.
Yeah, I like how you said this is the current one, because I don't even know what the current one is right now. What's it called? Is it Black Ops?
Vanguard, I think.
Holy fuck, it's pretty bad when I don't know what the current COD is.
Oh man. Yeah, we've kind of we kind of dropped out of that
Well, it's because
series.
like all people play is the fucking blackout mode or whatever the hell it's called. You know,
Yeah.
the battle royale. Nobody gives a fuck about what the mainstream game is. This
Warzone.
Warzone, yeah, Warzone. Are these new Warzone skins, or is this new just for the?
I think it's
multiplayer?
Warzone. I think it's for, well, yeah, they're gonna have them
It'll be
in
for both.
Warzone
It'll
as
be
well.
for both.
Yeah, yeah. It looks neat, but then I also don't have interest in fucking playing Call of Duty anymore. So,
No,
like, I might check out Modern Warfare 2.
okay, that's actually, it's funny that you brought up Modern Warfare, and those are kind of cool skin ideas. But like, it's funny because I was actually gonna fucking have a rant about that, about their naming the franchise, like the fact that
Mhm.
they're doing Modern Warfare and then Modern Warfare 2 now.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, oh
Confusing.
Jesus Christ, you guys, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like literally, what are you doing? You just release a new one. Make a new
You know what's
game.
not only that, but the weird thing too is that you have Modern Warfare 2, right? And then you have Modern Warfare 2 Remake, and now you have Modern Warfare 2, 2022. Like, how fucking confusing is that?
I know. Well, it's like when people do these remakes, right? And
Mhm.
they're trying to
Like,
say, yeah.
I'll let you continue. I'll let you continue. And then I'll
Well, I was
step
just
in.
well, I was just saying how like they'll remake movies and they'll call it the first one, and it's
Yeah.
a remake. Like the one of the worst ones I think so far is like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like holy
Oh yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
There's
The Thing
oh the thing, yeah.
in
There's
2011.
yeah.
Because
They just call it the thing.
yeah, and then you're like, okay, is this like a
Is it a
rebirth of
remake?
the? Like, the funny thing is though, is the original came out in 54, 56, and then that was called The Thing from Another Planet, based also on the books.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then John Carpenter's The Thing, but it was just called The Thing, of course. And then 2011 they called it The Thing again. At least when John Carpenter released his, he just called it The Thing. And then, like, they should have like added something to that title, because the thing too, again, people weren't, unless you fucking dedicated yourself and you watched right to the very end and to the credits, you wouldn't know, technically, in theory, that technically the thing from 2011 was a prequel to John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, like it would it like yeah, there's no like continuity. Like
Yeah.
I know it sounds corny, but I'm all for numbers. Like just call it 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Look at Freddy Krueger. Look at fucking I mean before
Friday 13th.
before they exactly before they started fucking it up. But look at it.
Yeah.
It was literally Friday the 13th all the way up to Jason X. They're all numbered.
Yeah.
Like-
And then, another good example is the Halloween movies. The Halloween, John Carpenter came back to do these 3 movies, just recent ones, and
Yes.
he gave them he added to it, right? Halloween Kills, Halloween The End, like that. I just saw a trailer actually. It just got released 22 hours ago for Halloween The End,
Yeah.
but it's the fact he adds to it, right? Okay, we know it's not that he's not just like calling it Halloween 3 or whatever. Um,
Well, exactly.
another publishers that's pretty decent at making sure they don't kind of mess things up is Capcom. Capcom, when they release their games, if they remake it, pardon me, oh hiccups. They put remake Resident Evil, like for example, there's like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they have remake 1, remake 2, remake 3, and remake 4. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, those are
It's a
remakes.
remake. Yeah. They don't have to call it fucking like what fucking Activision does. Oh, it's Modern Warfare 2.
Well, they just call it the same. Yeah, they'll call it the same game.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, like look at this. Look at this fucking cancer here. So this is what I was talking about, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So there's that movie, which is the original in '74. Then there's Texas
Mhm.
Chainsaw Massacre 2. Okay, that's
Mhm.
good. Then there's Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Okay, not bad. That's 3. And then it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. It's like, well, okay, I don't know where that would fall on the the line, but I guess it's the next generation. But
Yeah.
then in 2003, there's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're back to the original title. And then in 2006, it was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, which is like a prequel. And then 2013 there was Texas Chainsaw 3D. And then 2017 there was Leatherface. And then just this year, 2022, there's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like, fuck.
He's oh.
Like there's just like I said, there's no way of knowing if it's a remake or if it's a.
That actually, it's funny that you kind of brought up Leatherface.
Is he in?
There's a game. They're making a game, hey? And I think, if I stand corrected, the people that are making the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is the same people that made the Friday 13th game.
Oh really?
Yeah, and the footage that they showed a thing actually I think a month ago, and it fucking looked great.
Is it like a co-op game or is it like a?
I think it might be. I'm not 100% certain the whole thing on it, but like the shit that they showed so far, like it fucking looks terrifying. Like in the footage, it just shows like people trying to escape the house, and then you got your different kind of family members you have to get around and shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, fuck.
Well, like Resident Evil 7 was highly inspired by like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
big time.
you could tell by the way the whole dinner scene, like
Yeah.
very reminiscent of it.
Hmm.
Very reminiscent of it. Do you want to know an interesting fact?
What's up?
And this is back in the day. So this is '74 currency. So the budget on that original Texas movie was
Hmm.
was about 80 to 140,000. So that's like nothing compared to today's movies. And
Oh my god, yeah.
and it brought in at that time 30.9 million.
Ooh,
That's fucking crazy profits for the budget.
no kidding.
Holy fuck, like that actually kind of blows my mind. I guess that's why
Yeah,
it's
no,
such a iconic movie.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah, no kidding.
like that's like 30 times their budget they made.
Hmm.
That's fucking crazy.
It's crazy. Like the other thing too, that's like nuts when you think about it too, is like that time. You know what I mean? Like now, like it's been like movies have been out for for fucking a long time now. But like when you think of like this, what that was 78, you said
74.
74. When you think of 74. like like by now 2022 I, I think so many people are like trying to think of the word um
Like desensitized.
desensitized, right? That it's in my mind, like, okay, I can't stand horror movies. I don't like horror movies. I don't like, cuz most people that go see the horror movies, they like the adrenaline of getting fucking
Why?
terrified,
You
right?
you don't like that?
I don't. I honestly don't. It's just, but I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get around it. Like you guys love horror movies. My sister likes horror movies. My mom, not so much. My dad hates horror movies as well. Um, it's kind of a funny thing. Like I don't know where like my sister never hated horror movies. Like I remember seeing my first one, I just did not like it, and then I've just never liked it. Other than like the rare ones, like John Carpenter's The Thing. I fucking love that movie, but I wouldn't honestly say it's like I don't know. It's not a it's a horror movie, but like you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
more of
it's
um,
not like fucking heart thumping scary like fucking like modern horror
yeah,
movies like Insidious and
yeah.
stuff.
I,
It's
like I like I don't know. It's like, so again, some people love the jump scares and shit like that. And I don't like jump scares. Like, one, I get startled easy just because I don't know. It's just been a thing that I've always been startled, kind of a very startled kind of person. But like I just like, to me too, as much as I don't like it, I don't understand why I don't I'm like that. But there's a part of me that also looks at jump scares as like a cheap scare.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just like it's just like you can't be creative enough to make a fucking good story or a fucking terrifying
Well,
kind of surrounding. So you gotta throw a
well
fucking
that,
I
that
don't know.
that's the ironic thing though is that like see I think with the thing you've seen it a lot of times. So have I.
Hmm.
So we know what's
Yeah.
going on and we know who's who. But like the first time somebody would have experienced that back in the day, that movie would have been
Yeah.
terrifying. And
Oh yeah.
and again, that movie's not about jump scares. That movie is about the theme. It's the idea that anybody could be the alien.
Yeah.
You can't trust
Exactly.
you can't trust anybody. So it's like a psychological thriller in a way.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
based on like a zombie popping out of a manhole and going boogity boo. It's
I agree.
it's theming, and I'm much more a fan of themed horror than jump scares. But
Yeah.
I do think that jump scares, they they serve a purpose, and
Hmm.
but it's much more on the more scary thing for me is the moment behind between before the jump scare. That's
Yeah.
that's where it gets the theming and the build up. That's where the real fear is for me because they gotta if it's not like a scary situation, then it's like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a person jumps out of a blanket, boo. It's like oh yeah, you got me, but it didn't really hit home much. But
Hmm.
that's why there hasn't been a lot of like good horror movies lately. Like the only one that's really doing well to me is like the Insidious movies, Insidious and Conjuring and stuff,
Yeah.
Annabelle, all those guys. They're really good, but that's because of their budget. But also they do have like a cinematic universe. Like
Yeah.
all of those movies take place in the same universe.
Okay. Okay.
Like Insidious and Conjuring and The Nun, they're all taking
Hmm.
place in the same universe, and they even share some characters.
Yeah.
So it's like there's actually that which adds more to the story, and also they don't really rely on a lot of jump scares. There are jump scares, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's more like subtle jump scares and like really scary situations.
Yeah.
So and
I think a good element when it comes to like games, I thought a very great horror aspect, and everyone's I guess different, but you haven't played Remake 2 yet,
no, I
I don't
haven't.
think, right? You
No,
played Remake 3. But man, I would love to see you play Remake 2, dude, cuz honestly, the Mr. X, that is a perfect form of like horror terror,
oh
because
yeah,
it's just like this object, this unkillable object chasing you down. And then like I think the other thing that adds to that element is the fact that it's not scripted. Like, it's scripted to be in it, but it's not script. Like, he's not a scripted enemy. Like, he's not in one spot.
Yeah, he
He
could
he
kind of
just he
appear.
just goes. Yeah, he goes throughout the whole entire. He goes throughout the whole entire police station, and his main objective is to find the player and kill the player. Unless, yeah, if there's certain areas he can't go into, but
Yeah,
it's just that, yeah, it's just something about that where it's like, and then they try to put obstacles to make it a little bit trickier to kind of like get away from them, sort of thing. Oh man, it's so satisfying that, like, for a single player game, I put like I have 100 hours into that, and every time I get to that part, I can just feel my fucking heart just fucking thumping. Like, just like, oh yeah, here we are. The adrenaline's come because this motherfucker's terrifying.
yeah. You're like every time I get scared,
Yeah, yeah.
but you gotta get even more scared because remember remake 4 is coming out soon, so we're
Oh
gonna
my
we're gonna have to
god,
deal with
man.
like 4K regenerators.
Oh, dude, I'm really fucking interested to see like
Yeah,
the approach that they do with this next remake, man. Like, they again, I think Capcom has, like, as much as people weren't too big of a fan of 3, and I probably all the other games people are not big fans of, but I think Capcom has the epitome of fucking the best remakes.
yeah,
They do
they
so
do.
good.
They don't just remake them; they reimagine them. It's not like just a remake because you're not doing camera angles anymore. You're doing a fixed camera position behind the player. So that's they've had to remake the environment to suit that kind of gameplay, and so they switched up the game quite a bit. Like Resident Evil 3, like Nemesis has like a bunch of different forms,
Mhm.
and in the old one, I don't think he had any of those forms.
He had his own kind of forms, but the thing that really a lot of criticism came into Remake 3 was the amount of cut content. Um, I think Remake 2 might have had a few parts that were cut, but like not as much as Remake 3. There is supposed to be a lot more put into that game.
Like what though? Like DLC?
Um, No, like, for example, there's a part in Remake 3, after you get out of the sewers, they actually show it in the background. Is there's a clock tower, or like some tower thing, and that's like a section that's in the original third one, like that builds up like a big chunk of the story and stuff. And then, like, one of the most, like, the ending kill, um it's somewhat similar. It has a railgun in it, but it's not like the railgun style that Remake has. Um, and then, like, the famous line that ends with the original third game is Jill Valentine, where she picks up a Magnum, and she like, the railgun like really brutally hurts Nemesis, but it doesn't kill him like in Remake 3 does.
Right? Yeah.
Um, but, like, yeah, she walks up to him with a fucking this big magnum, and it's like, and then, like, it's like, for me, I never played the original one, but it's like one of the more iconic, like, quotes from a Resident Evil series, and it's when Jill, she has the gun and she's like, "You want stars?" Because he goes stars, stars all the time, and she
Yeah.
goes, "You want stars? I'll give you stars." And then she just fucking unloads this fucking magnum into him, and then fucking finishes him off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is there was multiple endings to the original
Right.
Resident Evil 3.
Based on your
And one
time,
of
wasn't it?
time, but actually that's the other thing. Resident Evil 3, they getted you to choose. There was like 5 or 7 different parts in the game where it was like almost like make your own decision, and and each action that you do changed the game a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And one of the endings, actually, Barry Burton from the Stars team actually saves you, and Carlos.
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
Barry.
Yeah, very. So people were like kind of pumped. They're like, "Oh, are we gonna see like the remake 3 Barry Burton?" Like, they had like, because technically um
You got to see
even though
Nikolai.
they've made, yeah, Nikolai and stuff, yeah, you get to see Nikolai, and Nikolai actually dies in the original third one, and you don't actually, a little interesting thing that people have noticed. So the remake 2 and remake 3, they re-released, hey, they kind of like up, I don't know, they next gen the games, I guess you could say. And so in the remake 3, at the end,
Yeah.
sorry for anyone that somehow didn't play remake 3 yet, but
Spoiler
it's been
alert.
out for a few years. Yeah, spoiler alert. At the very end, there's a little fight scene with Carlos, Jill, and Nikolai, and then Nikolai gets shot, and then he's kind of on the ground, and then they get in the helicopter and they start flying away. And if you look, you're like, oh, there's a second fucking helicopter right beside their helicopter that they lifted off. So in a person, so people were like, well, Nikolai's still alive. So with the chopper there, everyone's like, oh, okay, well, so the little thing is Nikolai's probably going to be somehow involved, maybe with remake 4 or something, right? Well, with the remake 3 next gen update, they added like a bunch of 4K stuff.
Yeah.
They removed that second helicopter from the cutscene.
Really?
So
I,
it's
I
like they pretty much put his fate, ended his fate.
so what's the canon ending though? Is in the canon
So
is he
like
dead?
it, in the, yeah, in canon, canon wise, based on the original, he's dead. Yeah. So yeah, I think Capcom didn't realize about the, or maybe they didn't think people were gonna overthink the second helicopter in remake 3, and then they just see like, oh, Nikolai must be still alive. Nikolai must be still alive, and they're like, oh fuck, okay, we gotta fucking delete the helicopter from the cutscene. Just
But
establish that he's dead.
in remake 2 did they add the the short picture in Wesker's desk of Rebecca Chambers?
Actually, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
It's different than, it's different in, so the original Resident Evil 2, what you had to do is you had to click on the desk 100 times, I think it was,
Yeah.
and it
What
wasn't
a
even,
tedious
it was,
fucking Easter egg.
I know. You know the crazy thing too is that it didn't even give you indication that you were even fucking onto something. There's some guy, I don't know if he looked at the coding or just some guy read up somewhere, and then he just sat there on Wesker's
Yeah.
office desk and just fucking spammed it 100 times, and all of a sudden, a fucking, you get this like this film
Yeah.
that you gotta make there, and then yeah, sure, it's Rebecca. And then in this one though, what you gotta do is you gotta get far into the game, and then you get like a pass. What was it? You get something, and then you go back to the, because there's a way you can get back into the police station later on when you're in the
Oh.
sewers. Yeah.
Password for
So
Wesker's tickle trunk.
yeah, and then yeah, so instead of doing the 100, you get that, and then you, oh no, it's a photo. It's a photo taking a picture of his desk, and then you're like, oh, okay, check his desk, and then you get a picture of Rebecca and a part for one of the more powerful guns.
Oh, they actually added something else too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, not only is it like a Easter egg, but it's cool to see a game like them in a remake, and then nowadays where Capcom like um they reward you for exploring in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Again,
pretty sweet.
remake two, it felt more grounded. Like it was a linear game, but not as linear as remake 3. Remake 3, it's just like point A to point B. You're not fucking backtracking whatsoever. You're like literally going through it.
Yeah, no, number 3 was very linear.
Yeah.
But I gotta say,
So.
killing Nemesis with that railgun was very fucking satisfying.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was fucking cool.
It
Don't
was
get me
it was
wrong.
a cool effect to see just this massive hole in his body.
Yeah.
I was like, holy
No,
fuck,
like
he's fucked up.
I enjoyed 3. I can definitely tell you, like, it's funny because I enjoyed 2 over 3, but 3 played better than 2 to a certain degree because of certain things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I especially now with the update for Remake 3 and Remake 2, I think this would be a fantastic time for you to play Remake 2. I honestly would be really happy to see you play, and I think you would really enjoy it.
You just want to see my giant water bottle on the stream. That's all you
Yeah.
want. My mana water bottle. My 4-liter gigantic water bottle that everybody wants to touch and everybody wants to hold. Well, I got news for you, Sonny. Touching's not free. You can look for free.
Yeah.
But you want to touch it, that's going to cost you.
Yeah.
But I think we should put a bow on this thing by
Mhm.
I guess you could. I hinted that earlier, but you could
Yeah.
tell people about your new podcast and what you're doing
Oh yes.
with our good buddy Stremlin,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
So
yeah, we could just kind of talk about our first thoughts on like the first episode of Resident Evil. Because
yeah.
what's your
Yeah.
podcast
Certainly.
about?
So okay.
Fucking
So
traitor.
uh,
Oh,
so
did I say
it
that?
was an idea that Strem came up with. Uh, he's just like, because again, a bunch of us are big Resident Evil fans. Like me and Kyle are fucking gigantic fans of the series. It's you're well aware of, especially with me.
Yep.
And so Kyle's like, "Fuck, man! Like we should do like maybe like a little mini podcast kind of series, just covering the first 9." We're like, "Oh shit, maybe we'll turn it into something as well. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're not going to be friggin' too butthurt about it, you know."
Yeah. No.
And so our podcast is called "How Do We Strem," and it's a play on words. It's "How Do We Stream" or whatever. And it's very similar to this our podcast here.
The
Uh, like video games, like we're me and Stram, we're playing, or we're going to be talking about games, uh anything really entertainment related, so games, TV series, movies, and sports, because Stram's really big into sports,
right.
so I wouldn't mind diving into that. But I think that's as far. Maybe we'll get into like anime or something like that. I don't know. I don't really watch much anime anymore.
You will now.
the but yeah, the right now, we're the first few or I guess the first 8 episodes will be about us just talking about like live reacting and reviewing each episode of this Resident Evil Netflix series.
Right on. And where can
Yeah.
where can you watch it?
Currently, right now, we're still getting things kind of adjusted because of our schedule. If you want to watch episode 1, you can go on the Houster, twitch.tv/the Houster. I just have it live streamed right on there. Eventually, I think I was kind of talking to Kyle about this. I might change up my Houster YouTube channel and actually switch it to um possibly this podcast. I'm not too sure yet. I'm gonna see where it kind of goes.
Well, like I said, you can always add it. You can always create another channel under your channel too.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I am gonna be talking to Strem actually probably a little bit later on today, on the where like because I think he's trying to still figure out the whole uh getting it spread, like to Spotify and all the other
Yeah.
places sort of thing.
I talked
So,
to him. I told him how to use
oh,
Anchor.fm.
okay, perfect. Yeah, I told him that he should talk to you about that because you're kind of a pro at that. Because I'm like, I don't know, I don't know that part of the thing. So
Somebody's got a podcast to run here.
yeah,
And somebody's pretty famous with just over like 50 plays, so you know who to talk to.
yeah. No, I'm
And
hoping like again, our for you and me, it's just been like literally the timing of things with our work.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping, freaking going forward that you guys, like, everyone will see me and we can talk more often on the podcast instead of being 7 episodes later. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, and
it is what it is.
we already, everybody listening, that we already agreed that we're gonna just fire you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go Vince McMahon on your ass and go, yeah, you want to get fired?
You want to get fired?
Don't make me touch more women.
Yeah.
'Cause I
You're gonna
will.
pay me $2 million.
I'm gonna touch some more women and I'm gonna fire you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Fuck.
what again was the name of your
Uh,
podcast?
the podcast is how to I think it's
How to go to the bathroom.
how to strem. I think it. Oh my god.
How
See,
do we strem?
how do we strem? Yeah, there we go. How do we strem? And like how it's spelled is HOWE. Do we strem? STREM
Remember, everybody, that's how
podcast.
do we strem.
Boo, you
Yep.
stink!
And we will probably do a podcast sometime this Saturday.
That
So
should
if
be
you want
awesome.
to watch a literally true live reaction of everything, definitely plug my channel again, twitch.tv/the_houster. So
Yeah, and we'll definitely update you on here once if you get an actual channel established.
yeah,
Just make sure you download the fucking video, the VOD, before it gets deleted.
I did actually. The other thing I did this time is something acted up on Streamlabs because again we've been doing the live reaction of the show, and I was kind of bummed out because I was actually trying to have the video playing up on the top corner,
Yeah,
so anyone that was watching, they could literally watch along with us, right? But Netflix did something. They have some kind of fucking coding
yeah,
that
yeah, they won't let you.
yeah, blocks it. So I think you could still hear it.
That's
Now, actually, come to think of it, I should check. I should check on the channel to
Yeah.
see if there was any like audio blockage or some shit.
yeah, that's why I
It's
don't.
just
I that's the thing about like doing those. I always wanted to do like a separate podcast where I do movie commentaries, and I might do that someday. But yeah, you got to have a setup where you can't. Basically, like what you do is you tell people like we're watching Ghostbusters, and we're at the
yeah,
Paramount logo now, and then basically they could start their movie at the logo same time as you do, and then they just kind of watch along from there because you can't have any fucking video or audio because that's automatically gonna get copyright striked.
yeah. So the audio, like, I don't know if it's just because maybe uh, we're a channel that doesn't make money off of this, so they
It
can't
could
really.
be, but
I don't.
they will, like, my channel doesn't make money. The podcast channel, like,
Yeah,
but I got a strike on my channel for
yeah, on YouTube, right?
yes, yeah, YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. See, we haven't. Yeah, that's the thing. We haven't uploaded on YouTube just yet.
Okay.
But I will say, like, the amount of stuff that I've done on Twitch, I've been very fortunate that
Yeah.
they haven't been like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna be dicks to this guy." But yeah, it looks like looking over the video, it hasn't been touched at all. Nothing's been modified.
Well, Twitch normally will mute your video for copyrighted music. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't think they do anything with TV shows even because there's so many fucking people there's literally people on Twitch that stream themselves just watching TV shows.
Yeah. And the other thing too, I was talking to Strom about this too, was the fact that we're kind of talking over it too, right? So
Yeah,
that might
exactly.
have something to do with it. But yeah, I was going to say I thought I started recording on Streamlabs, the first part, and it fucking Streamlabs, I guess, just stopped out of nowhere.
Oh fuck.
Which was weird. But what we did is we did the first part, and then we had a little mini break, went be right back, and then we came back and then did the podcast kind of part of it.
Yeah.
And that I made sure I recorded it and made sure that was going. So
Right.
I actually had the podcast saved. So
Oh, that's
gotta
good.
go from there. Yeah.
So before we like close out here, what were your initial thoughts on the first episode of that series?
Um a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions about it. Again, it was okay. Me and Strem, I rated it an 8 out of 10, and I feel like it was not bad. It wasn't a bad episode. Again, I've been hearing that it does this thing where it does not too bad at the start, and then it kind of fucking
Yeah.
it falls off the rails near the end, which I'm a little concerned about. But like,
Yeah, that's scary.
I I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated to hear that, but at the same time too, as much as like a lot of fans out there, especially like okay, we've talked about this, that have watched uh Not Rich Just Bored. People are aware that um we're fan of the series and we won't bash it like some fans out there. There's some Resident Evil channels and like reviewers that just like Welcome to Raccoon City. They fucking trashed the living shit out of that, and I feel like
Yeah.
that was a wrong. I felt like that was such a wrong because I felt like it wasn't that bad of a fucking movie, but people were saying it was like the worst. Like this one guy was like, "It's
Yeah.
the worst movie I've ever seen in my life." I'm like, bro, fuck you. Not only are you troll, if you're
Yeah.
legit, then you're just a why don't call yourself a freaking fan, man, if you're gonna say that stuff. Like that's BS, I think, in my opinion. Like I know everyone has their opinions, but like
Yeah.
you need to take a step back and assess that.
Well, like
And
at least you could tell they were trying with that movie.
yeah,
You can tell.
exactly. It's the
You can
most
tell they gave a
faithful.
shit.
It's still the most faithful adaptation to a Resident Evil series. Now, this is the thing I will say. I'm getting from Netflix, from what I'm hearing and understanding about this series, is it feels like it's going to do an Anderson thing, where
Yeah.
I actually, it's surprising when you actually look at the first Resident Evil movie on how it's like they taken the ideas of the first game. In theory, you got a team, so instead of stars, you have an umbrella team, and then they eventually get slowly killed off, and then you have someone kind of betraying, like in the group, which happens in the game. And it's like they take little elements like that, like ideas from it,
Right.
but then he made it his own. And like, yeah, again, the first movie's fantastic. The second one, it's kind of like okay, and then it just kind of like for me and Kyle, like the other ones are kind of like I I won't like truly hate the series,
Yeah.
but I'm like not a fan of where he went with the series.
No.
It went a little too kind of fucking sci-fi almost for me. And I- there's a part of me that feels like that's what's going to happen with this show. I feel like
Yeah.
they're going to pull an Anderson where I'm like, okay, first episode's good. I don't know about the other ones, but like there's going to be a point where I'm going to be like, Mm, okay. Yeah, it's not doing too well. And like we actually, I think you and me were talking about this yesterday, or yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Yep.
Where from my understanding, it's the creators of the fucking that TV
Supernatural.
series Supernatural, yeah. And supposedly they want to make like 16 seasons
Fuck,
of
that's
Resident Evil
crazy.
remake.
They.
Yeah, because they're like they want to have everything, man. They want to have just about any living Resident Evil character that's in like Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine, Carlos Oliver, Leon Kennedy, fucking Barry Burton, Lady Damascus, fucking probably no, I couldn't. I assume probably they're gonna try to throw Ethan Winters because the reality of it is like as much as they want the Lady Damascus in there, she's dead. Like she's dead. And like they're saying that apparently all these Resident Evil games are fucking in the universe, even though it departures after 5. Apparently, still the series
Yeah.
of the Resident Evil games are in this universe in some form.
Well, it's a weird show because it's. I don't see how they could add any of those elements because it's a
I know.
post-apocalyptic show.
Yeah.
But they drop between the past and the future. So unless they're gonna go in the past and they're gonna add those elements
Yeah.
later.
That. Yeah. Like I like the thing with Chris and Claire and those characters. I
Yeah,
can see them showing up in the future.
yeah, but
It'd
like
be an
exactly. But Lady
but
D, when the fuck did
yeah,
she ever fit in there?
I know. Well, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to think because like again, they want to put all these elements in it, and it's interesting because they brought up the one concept that I thought was interesting, where the guy was talking about with, say, for example, like a group of, like, really your main four, let's say Chris, Claire, Jill, and Leon. What was the whole thing about those guys in the first 5 games, or even all of them? It's
Yeah,
they're literally their life, other than remake, or sorry, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2, where it started for them. After that, their whole life was about keeping biohazard out of the hands of like corporations, and killing off biohazard. Their whole thing was to eliminate biohazard threats, and like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
this whole stuff. And then now you have this world that has been now corrupted because of a company like Umbrella, where they've destroyed the world. So,
Yeah. Well,
um,
they were like destroying the world, but now in this TV series, they're getting a redemption arc where they're working
yeah,
on some sort of an antidepressant drug.
yeah, and
And
that's in 2022,
yeah, and our main
which,
character Albert Wesker is like the scientist for Umbrella,
yeah,
and he's working on
yeah,
it. He's working on, and again, I could talk all day about the cast and how it's weird. Like it's weird having a black Wesker, and I don't understand if it's like supposed to be an alternate universe or if it's just like Welcome to Raccoon City where it's weird casting choices like
hmm,
that. Again, I love that guy, such a good actor, and actually,
yeah,
like I actually like the series just because he's such a good actor, and
yeah.
that's
I
that
will say that, yeah,
that's the way I enjoy this. The way I enjoy this series is I look at it as like it's an alternate universe Resident
yeah,
Evil.
and
That's
that's how I'm trying to go into it too. Like, it's an alternative universe. Like, there's elements that they've showed in the script, in the writing, that like he kind of has, like, a good example in episode 1. He has that scene with the principal and the guy there, and he's like literally he's like an like, best way to put it is like how Strum put it. He's like the old Wesker, like before 5. Like, he's not crazy or anything. He's just a fucking, like, a
yeah,
dark, I don't know, chill dude or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, man, if I want, like, I'm the only person that does my fucking job, man. Like, if I wanted to, I could fucking blacklist you. And it's just like the manipulation and like the darkness tone of that. Like, that to me, I was like, yeah, that's good. That's a Wesker thing to me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But then, yeah, you have this like father figure thing, and you're like, okay. And then again, the other thing too, they talk about, it takes place after 5, and they're well aware that Wesker died in the volcano. So like, it has to be something. Like in
that's what I mean.
5,
If they're
yeah.
I don't know what the history of the show is. Like I don't know where the canon comes from. Like, but
Hmm,
I'm just taking your word for it. So I haven't read
yeah.
anything on where. Have you seen where the actual like canon comes from? Like, did the director say
The
those?
director said that it takes place after, like, after 5 is their own kind of thing, but the first 5 games, like he said, he confirmed, like, yes, Wesker died in the volcano. So when he says something like that, I'm trying to look back at the lore of the first 5 games, and like, again, me and Kyle, we and Evan there, um we played 5 just not too long ago. I have yet to play 6 and go through that because I'm going through the whole Resident Evil series. But the uh 5, I was more paying attention to the backstory this time. Like, I was actually reading the fucking notes and shit.
Yeah,
And they talk about like the Wesker children. So I'm thinking like he must be part of the Wesker children or something around the line,
it's
like a
just
clone or something.
it's so weird
Like,
that his name's Albert though.
I know.
His name's Albert fucking Wesker,
Yeah,
and it's just like you. I just it's so that that's what bugs me the most is like why couldn't you just make a new character
I know.
like
It could have been,
even if it is a different character, why did you give him the same name so it confused the fuck out of everybody watching?
yeah.
And
And
but like
that's the other plague that's happened to this, is you have now 3 fucking live action, like, like individual series of Resident Evil, and someone that hasn't played the game and isn't really fully paying attention, they're going to be like, some person's going to think, that Welcome to Raccoon City is somehow connected to fucking Paul Anderson series, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? What, like, this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
And then now there's this Netflix series, and the guy's going like, why is Lance Reddick fucking Wesker? Like, why? How is Wesker in the last two fucking movies were a white guy, and like
Yeah.
he was
And he
this and
died.
this. He wasn't a father. Yeah, he was part of Stars. He didn't have kids. Like, where did this all come from? Right?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
And the other thing I didn't like when we talk about like algorithms and AI and stuff like that, it always like and like there's a lot of people that have been saying like how AI is actually integrated with a lot of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Like they build a
Yes.
lot of shit with AI, right? And like
Yeah.
it's almost like to me, I almost think there's an AI that writes all these fucking shows for Netflix because the amount of like weird woke shit in the first episode, like, almost made me want to kill myself. It was like,
Yeah.
and again, it's fine, but it's like it's just weird to see like a weird woke teenage drama, but it's in the Resident Evil universe. It's just weird.
Yeah,
'Cause,
no,
like,
I agree with you. I was talking to Kyle about this too. Like, there's a very woke feel to it, but
yeah.
like I said to him, I'm like, it didn't bother him too much. He said, like, he was able to get around, like,
Well, that's the thing.
kind
I
of
don't give a
just
fuck,
adjusting
but
to
it's
it.
just like it's so like very it to me. Whenever I watch a fucking show with a Netflix logo on it, it's like there's all these boxes that need to be checked, and this checks all of them for Netflix. Just
Yeah.
all the fucking diverse cast, the woke activism in it, and like the funny thing is with a lot of these shows, like there's so much like woke stuff in it that I can't tell if they're trying to promote it or if they're trying to like make fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because like Wesker's daughters are vegans and they're blah blah blah, and they always talk about like the social media stuff and like all this. It's like all these like buzzwords for being woke, right? Or being basically like you live in California. It's gotta like I don't know. I almost think that an AI wrote the fucking script to this. Or the screenplay at least. Like it's fucking
Yeah.
weird. But
Yeah, I
then,
know, man.
but like I said, the scenes that are good are really good, and like Lance is really good.
Oh, man, yeah.
He's awesome, and again, I don't see him as the Wesker of old. I see this is definitely a different Wesker because he's not ripping around at cyber speed and fucking you know snapping necks and stuff. You can see the little bit of darkness in him, of course, because he's
Hmm.
secret. He's secretive. He works for a secret organization. But
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was in the first episode because I'm a little bit further than you guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but there was was he ejecting himself in yours?
Yeah, yeah, the first episode.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
episode, he injected himself. And I think also, the fuck, how did that go? There was the dog.
Yeah, the
Dog
dog.
part.
Yeah, the dog. Yes, the dog got loose. The
Yeah.
hellhound thing.
And I'm, yeah, s- this is where I have a very like goldfish memory. So like I honestly can't even remember
Billy.
the end. I can't really remember the ending of how that episode went.
That's how
Episode
that's
one.
how it ended. It bit the fuck out of Billy on the neck
Oh, yes, yes, yeah.
and killed
So
her. We think. Oh,
yeah. So
that's another
I'm
thing.
really
That's
curious.
another fucking thing. The fact that, and I think you mentioned this originally before I'd watched it, but
Yeah,
there's Billie Eilish music playing.
yeah.
The character's name is Billy, and
Spelled the same way too.
and she fucking looks like Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Netflix?
Yeah, I know. That's I don't know if that's like them just being a little clever fucks or something, or
I
them
would say
just being
clever.
fucking lazy.
I'd say it's them being fucking cringe, but whatever.
Yeah.
Again, it's fine, and the characters, I don't mind the characters. They're neat. We haven't seen Billy in the future, but I'm assuming that Billy is alive in the future. And the only reason I say that is because I watch everything with subtitles, and the
Yeah.
subtitles say "Young Billy," So I'm guessing if there's,
Oh,
I'm
there you
guessing,
go. Yeah.
yeah, I'm guessing if there's young Billy in the subtitles, then I'm guessing there's gonna be an old Billy, or Billy in the
Yeah.
future, right? So that's kind of wow. Thanks, closed captions. You spoiled the fucking series for me.
And yeah, that's the thing I'm curious about too. Is again,
I
like
can't wait for you to watch episode 2.
I know the thing that I'm already predicting. Like, so again, for people on we're I guess like this is still kind of this is spoiler territory. We kind of poked a little bit into it episode already, but um the
Yeah, sorry, spoiler
it's the
alert.
fact that she gets bit. Yeah, she gets bit at the end of the first episode, and and again, you mentioned it too in the caption. They talk about young Billy,
Yeah,
and then like Wesker's injecting himself with their fucking blood. So
yeah,
it already tells me that something about the Wesker, Billy and not Joel, Jade.
Jade.
That's it,
Yeah, Jade.
Jade. There's something special about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you don't literally, and that's the other thing. You literally can't have fucking Wesker's kids, and if they're based on around some kind of shit, you can't just have them as fucking normal fucking characters. You know that
no,
there's gonna because of the history of Albert Wesker, you're like, okay, there's something special about him, and then there's something special about him because the motherfucker's injecting
Mm.
their blood into him. Like,
Yeah,
there's something. So
that's the weird part, and like even I don't know anything like more about that right now. With my knowledge,
yeah.
that's kind of that's the only, again, Wesker-esque thing that character has, that he has a weird thing that he has to eject, otherwise
Hmm.
it's something he has to suppress something within his body, I'm guessing. But it's
Yeah.
like, it's just, I don't know, it's very weird. But I like I said, all the stupid, obvious woke shit aside, it's
Hmm.
actually a pretty enthralling series. I'm actually pretty invested in it right now, and
Yep.
I like, again, I like it. I picture it as like this weird alternate universe thing, because it is weird.
Hmm.
It's like a weird woke teen drama mixed with like a Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like the other part is like Jade in the future, and it's like almost like The Last of Us, where she's trying to
Hmm.
do research and she's a survivor in a post-apocalyptic world. It's weird. So again, I'm excited for you to meet a character from the second episode. I think he just reminds me of that fucking guy. What was the guy's name from Resident Evil 5? That was like,
Oh, Irving.
yeah, Irving. He
Oh
reminds,
yeah, the fucking when he falls down the fucking stairs. Oh fuck.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Baxter's his name,
Oh, okay.
I think. But yeah, he's a fucking weird character,
I know, man. I know.
but he's funny.
The yeah, the like it's a lot of people talk about this whole, like, again, the series supposedly kind of starts off strong and then kind of fades out near the end. Um
Yeah.
the there's a part of me, like, if they keep making episodes or seasons, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just watch it because, again, I'm a Resident Evil fan,
Yeah,
and
at the
like,
end of the day.
as much as, and unfortunately, even if they don't make the greatest content or shitty content, it's still like, who was it? I saw somewhere, maybe it was Twitter or something like that, where this guy's like, for all the content that we've released, and people are very back and forth about the content that Resident Evil's released, I'll always support watching the Resident Evil series, whatever it is, like, live action games, animation series, because at the end of the day, that's more eyes that are going to see the Resident Evil universe. And again, I'll always support that
Oh
because
yeah.
it's one of my favorite series. So,
Yeah, it's a good series, and
mhm.
it's important to the official Resident Evil podcast,
Yeah,
you know. And I will continue to watch it too. In
yeah,
between watching episodes of Young Sheldon premiered this summer on CBS.
yeah. I guess that's the other thing. It's actually nice to, like, it's again, even either way you look at that Resident Evil TV series, it's nice to actually have like a, for me anyways, because I haven't really had a much of a TV show thing that like there's nothing been lately where I want to be like, I want to watch this TV series. You know what I mean?
The Boys season 3, you motherfucker.
See, you know the crazy thing is the fact that I'm watching Resident Evil before the boys. I've been meaning to check out the boys, but like something about it, like I just get more sidetracked about not watching the boys than I have.
We need to
You know what I
sit
mean?
down and watch it with you.
I know,
And
I know, and that's
and then
seriously it.
we're gonna talk about it on here because I don't want to spoil shit for you. It's a
Yeah, no,
fucking
that's fair.
it's an awesome show.
Yeah. So okay, I will say one series that has been that was fucking fantastic, and I know for a fact you'll agree with me because we're laughing our
Ken
fucking faces
Scarborough
off.
here.
Yeah. What the fuck is it called?
The
I'm getting the name
Pentaveret.
wrong. Pentaveret. Fuck.
Yeah,
That's
we took a that was a series that I actually forgot about. And like
yeah.
because we talked about it on here how it got released or
Yeah.
like it was coming out, but then
Yeah, yes.
it didn't come out to much fanfare. Like you didn't really hear much about it, and then all of a
No.
sudden, and then we saw it on Netflix. I'm like, oh fuck, we should watch that. And then yeah,
Yeah.
we watched. I watched the whole series that night. It's only 6 episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
They're 20-minute
Six or
episodes, so
yeah,
you can
yeah,
literally knock it out in 2 hours. Like that's nothing.
yeah.
But it was fuck. It was yeah. That was like classic Mike Myers.
Oh, so good. It was good to see a humor like that, man. Good jokes like that. Just and again, him playing multiple characters, and then yeah, his just little witty fucking one-liners and shit like that. Like some of the jokes, like man, so good. It just fucking puts a smile on a guy's face. Like fuck, like just like yeah, the Ken Scarborough's
Ken
guy, the fucking
Scarborough.
yeah, and he's like sitting there at the convention, and he's like, like, it's like still like little some stuff that probably normal people, I don't know, or some people wouldn't fucking get or laugh over it, but like, it's Mike Myers hits the fucking the spot for me and Cody, anyways. Like stupid stuff, like his laugh, like. He's with a fucking stuffed bear or whatever, and he's like, "Don't bear with me," and then he does that weird, like, raspy kind of laugh thing, like a
Yeah.
and oh fuck, like stuff like that, just so funny. Or they're heading into the U.S. and they're the one guy, the conspiracy guy's like talking about like his uncle, Big Dick. He called because he has that one fucking thing with it. Yeah. But anyways, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're going to my Big Dick's hotel. It's halfway there, halfway in, or something like that. And then later in, it's like, we're at my uncle's other hotel, Big Dick's hotel, that's located balls deep or something.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
I
it's
love that, man.
yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, it's Big Dick's halfway in.
Yeah.
It's in Nuts Deep, New York. Big Big Dick's halfway in. And then
Oh man.
yeah, and he has another he he has another fucking hotel on there too. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And then yeah, like, and then all the random stuff, like when he plays the really big conspiracy guy on the radio, and he's like trying to sell the fucking his Coca-Cola brand or whatever, and he's like, yeah, well, he'll fucking make he'll add stuff to your manlyhood, and he'll give you a boner, because that's what the ladies want, or something like that. Fuck, so fucking funny. Oh man. And
Yeah.
the guy's already crushed like fucking 8 of the cans in the fucking back of his van. Like he just fucking chugs one.
Yeah.
Like while he's saying it, holy fuck. So good.
Yeah, so yeah, episode 1, yeah, it was Big Dick's halfway in. And then yeah, in episode 2, he's like, we could stay at his other hotel. He's like, he's got another motel. And he's like, yeah, it's Big Dick's other inn. It's called the old
No.
it's called the old log in Nuts Deep. It's like so fucking it's so hilarious. Cuz
So good.
it's like really like childish humor, but it's fucking hilarious.
I love that though. That's good. Like I just again, and we're pretty much the same when it comes to humor and stuff. And again, like a lot of people are very, um, like that's what is that? Like,
they're anti slapstick.
yeah, a lot of people are very anti slapstick. They don't like, I guess, dumb humor. I guess, but like, man, that's like the best kind of humor where you can just like, you just you shut off your mind. You don't like you just take a step back and you just watch some goofy entertainment. Just
Yeah,
turn off the world for a second.
just
Like
laugh.
that's the best thing. Yeah, just laugh.
It's like people are afraid to just laugh at things. It's like all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff, like Dumb and Dumber, fucking
er,
any Jim
yeah,
Carrey movie.
yeah.
It's
Everyone's just, I think it's just that the idea that everyone's on edge nowadays on like, oh, am I gonna, this is gonna offend or this is gonna do this. And it's like, man, can you just not like turn off your mind and just, yeah, enjoy what it is. Like, it's not, things out there are not purposely there
yeah.
to fucking offend people. It's just there to fucking try to crack a smile.
Well, it's not that serious. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a fucking it's a show to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be that serious, bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys should definitely check out the Padaver if you haven't. It's pretty funny. If you want to watch Bigfoot shit in the hallway.
Yeah, and then when you're done watching an episode, I can guarantee you that you'll have a couple pretty ladies around you.
That's the one thing about Canada. You're never too far from a couple of lovely ladies.
Yeah. Oh fuck. So good.
That's so good. But yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up here. We've been going
That's
for
fair.
almost
Yep.
2 hours.
Oh, look at that. Look
Fuck.
at that. 2
Fuck.
hour.
One time back, and all of a sudden he just fucking like he's just going.
Yeah.
He's giving her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking
Took
full
me 7
send.
episodes to come up with an hour of extra content.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I've been sitting here slinging dick every week,
Yeah. Yeah.
going, "Hey, listen here, you cocksuckers! I got Ryan back at the podcast. He was sitting here trying to kill me with a couple of lovely ladies." But yeah, we'll probably end this one here, and yeah, we'll have to keep up with the whole Resident Evil thing. Obviously, we might even wait till you guys are done the series, and then because you guys are doing one a week, hey?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching one
Yeah.
every Saturday and live, getting like a true live reaction out of us.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it at the end with a couple of lovely ladies.
Oh, ladies.
And I'll sit there and go, "I'm the bad guy."
Duh.
But yeah, it's hey, Resident Evil. It's so woke that even the bullies, nobody likes the bullies.
Yeah.
The bully's an outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's weird.
But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to follow the podcast on social media. Links are in the description below. Check out Ryan on Twitch. Check out me on Twitch. I streamed a couple of week ago, something like that.
Yep.
Did some Phasmophobia.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's been doing some Blue Storm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Blue Shift. I was playing the Half-Life series there. I might make a series out of it or something. I'll see how it goes.
You better. Because that's content, baby!
Yay!
This is Cody Gardner signing off from CACA News. Back to you in the studio, Troy. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
All right, see you guys. Take care.